What up, though? This your boy Cousin P, and you're tuned in to the
Spot.
The Spot.
Spot where the ears meet the street.
Here with the players, the best. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you. Damn, I don't even know. I gotta hit the shit where your ear eat. What is it? Where your ears meet the street. Where your ear meet the street. The spot where your ear meet the streets, man.
I'm Vicky. You tuned into the spot where the ears meet the streets. Today we have with us
YB the Count, CAMP, collect all money possible.
On my downfall. Then why these niggas praying on my downfall? I don't never fail cause I adapt to the failure. All I need in my heart is a hustle and prayer. I just focus on progression while I'm applying the pressure. I push with no effort, but you still see me finessing. On my prey, I'm the predator cause this game is so reckless. How the fuck I'm a winner and had all F as a freshman? All these niggas is negative, they rather see me be hated. You talk on my character.
Alright, let's get into it. Welcome back.
I was hiding, gotta refresh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm doing great, man, you know, trying to bring balance, you know what I'm saying, rebalance shit, you know what I mean, sometimes shit be like that, you gotta just get that shit balanced out, you know what I mean, trying to eat right and shit. Smooth it out, man, we ain't doing them Popeye chickens either, man, we ain't doing none of that shit.
Yeah, I haven't had none of the Popeye chicken.
I ain't had none either, bro.
What else I ain't did? I haven't shared the white cat.
I never had
When
that.
I did share the cat, it was the black cat. She said she ain't that other cat.
Oh, wow, see, I don't even know nothing about that.
Alright, let's get into it. You working on any new projects?
Yeah, man. Shit. You know, I've been making a list of like projects, everything that resonate with me, man. I've been coming up with so much shit, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna like spill it, but what I am focused on right now is just this one that I'm just like focused on, and even like my homie, my baby mom, they even was like, hey, they're like, that's the one, like keep that one. They want me to drop this or come out with this one, so it's called Underneath the Side. That's Underneath the Side.
That's a new project?
Yes. And I look at it like the iceberg. You know how they say, they see the iceberg, but under the iceberg is what all the magic shit happened, what's going on. So underneath the side, to me, it's like underneath the ground, the gravel, the grass, anything, you know what I'm saying? And then under that, you won't see you see the roots of like a tree or plant, flower. And so I put it in like underneath all that shit. It's like what I'm doing. And then as it grows, you know what I'm saying, it blossoms into a rose. You know, it blossoms into a flower. But you're going to see under all of that, like, you know, so you can call it hard work, dedication. You can talk preparation. You call it L's, late nights, you know, all that shit. But you know what I'm saying, you'll get a glimpse of that. So that's what I'm putting into, because that's where it's like my transition is. Where I'm at is I'm still underground, but I'm slowly going like grow, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like plant tree, so underneath the side. So I like to try to find titles and shit that really just feeling like what I'm going through right then and there. I don't, you know, I'm not really like on some, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, like, you know, niggas, you know what I'm saying, how they make they shit up of whatever it means to them. But whatever I'm going through, I just make that about that. So underneath the side, you feel me?
Okay, like a rose that's sprung from the concrete. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. How would you describe your sound?
Describe my sound. I feel like I still got some Midwest in me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I do got some Cali in me. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I came out here, I moved out here from Georgia. Not a lot of people know that, but I was out here. I came out here country. I was like country. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So when I moved out here, my sound though, it's kind of like that though. It's kind of like that sound to it, that Cali vibe to it. But then there's also some down south and Midwest all blended in one. But I was raised in Sacramento, so I'm from Sac. You know what I'm saying? But I still do. I got like a little bit of soulful in me. I got a little bit of hyphy in me still. I got some you know, strictly West Coast shit. You know what I'm saying? Northern Cali, shit like that. You know, and you know.
Well-rounded kind of.
Well-rounded, yeah. Just absorbed all and shit. You know what I'm saying?
You got a little
Got the
influence
East
from
in me,
everywhere.
everything, man. It's just absorbed.
Sounds good. So what are you hoping to get from your music?
What do you hoping I get, man? Just, you know what I mean? Just to something that I can create. You know what I'm saying? For my family, for generations, I could just have a set foundation for them, you know what I mean, strictly on some classic shit that they can eat up forever. You know how people like DJ Khaled did it, Nas did it, put their son's name or their daughter's name into one of their songs back in the day and shit, and then next thing you know that song just, you know what I'm saying, lived on forever, you know what I'm saying, and next thing you know they collect all the royalties for generations, and then next, you know what I'm saying, that's for them though, you know what I'm saying, make sure they straight and set. So that's what I expect to get from my music.
Doing it for your family.
You know what I'm saying, doing it for my family, for my future, and then
What are you hoping people get from your music? What are you
that's,
hoping
that's
to
a
listen
good
to?
question. That's a good question that you asked that, because I want people to get from my music is, you know what I'm saying, I want them to get something beneficial from it. You know what I'm saying, I want them to always, if they listening to me, they gonna hear something that's gonna apply to them, that's gonna be like, damn, I felt that shit, because that's what I'm going through, or something like that. I want them to always get a piece of something, like always plant seeds in that motherfucker. Like if you really listen to that shit, you know what I'm saying, you be like, okay, yeah, like that shit resonates with me. But something to like benefit motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, impact them in a certain way, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, shit like that though, you know what I mean? Just to feel it.
Okay. So, what influences you? What puts you in your creative place?
What influenced me is my, you know, is just creating. That's what really it is. So I like creating shit. Because doing this rap shit, like I did it on my own shit. So it's like recording like and shit like in an in-home studio. You know what I'm saying? Like we just throw beats on there and just all day rapping. And then like when I'm by myself, I'm in my thinking chair. You know what I'm saying? So I make something. And next thing you know, I'm recording myself. So I had to learn how to record. I had to learn the programs, and then I had to get all my mics and all that shit, but then I would just hit that button, go in there and rap, you know what I'm saying, and next thing you know, then we just get on some freestyle shit. Go in there, boom, press record.
So hearing the beat or the music just gets you to your creative place?
Yeah, that automatically, especially what kind of beat it is, that if you automatically just the words coming at you, then that's the beat, for me. And then, you know, next thing you know, you might create some shit, you ain't like, damn, you know, I was gonna make some shit like this, and you know what I'm saying, slapping that shit all night, like. But a lot of songs though, that's what makes me like, as an artist, I like to create shit. Like, I'm more like a creator, if you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? So nothing to some kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? I never got into the producing shit. I never got into beats, but I do want to sit down. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Vanessa. She knows she is. You know what I'm saying? She working her shit right now. She is gonna we gonna like put the beat together. You know, step by step. You know what I'm saying? And just make my own sound. I never made that shit, so yeah.
How do you view yourself as an artist?
I view myself as a dad first, if anything. You know what I'm saying? That's my job. Soon day in, day out, wake up. You know what I'm saying? Like that post, as soon as you wake up, responsibility staring right at you. That shit is true as fuck, because nigga, my daughter's baby's right there in my face as soon as I wake up. I'm like, oh, let me get right to it. So that's what I view myself as a dad first. But you know what I'm saying, on the artistry shit, just authentic, you know what I'm saying? Just you know, I just inside out, you know what I'm saying? My shit is just come from the inside out, and then that's what you get. You know, I'm my own artist, though. I don't feel like I sound like nobody. I don't want to sound like nobody. You feel me? Being different is probably like the best shit you could ever do. Like E40, he came out super different. You feel me? And everybody was like, oh, it sound this and that. People, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Shot him down or whatever. But that shit was the fucking, you know, seed to hell of shit. You know what I'm saying? That created who he was, and I fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? Originality.
Okay. As an artist, how do you want to be viewed from the public? How do you want people to see you?
Authentic.
What impact
original.
are you planning to give people?
Authentic, originality. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can that's worth listening to. You know what I mean? I like a lot of artists that I can like listen to, and I can just get something from them. When they put me on game just listening to them.
Who's some of the artists that influence you?
Tupac, you know what I'm saying, was my first influence. Tupac.
Like he influenced a lot of us.
Yeah, man, that Tupac shit, man. I still be blown away, man. I was like, man, how you create this shit back then? At that time, his mentality level was on the whole.
He's more of a poet.
Yeah, like a poet, man. And I feel like he was in it for the youth, you know what I'm saying? Like for the youth, impacting the youth, impacting the streets and the people, period. And that's what I feel like I want to do, is just want to impact the people and take it to them and connect with them better. You know what I'm saying? Social media kind of really distance you from, you don't really get to see who he really is. So if you connecting with people, and it's more authentic. But who else influenced me was, you know, Nas, of course, E40, especially, you know, entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying? His own boss and shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, and I can't forget Nipsey Hussle. That's strictly, you know what I'm saying, on some shit that's gonna live on forever, man. You can't knock that, you know what I'm saying? I got the Marathon Continues right here on my arm, to just so I know, you know what I'm saying, that I'm always contributing to that legacy. And you know what I'm saying, what he stood for in that blueprint. Because what he left was a jewel. That shit's gonna change everything. It's already changed. I mean, so yeah, and but other artists as well. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially the people from our region. You know what I mean? I'm influenced by them a lot because I see them come from nothing. You know, nothing to something. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know what I mean?
So, you said that you bring authenticity. What makes you different from other rappers? What makes you stand out amongst the other rappers here in your city?
Well, I'm a writer. First of all, I write. So I write, and I write just being real to myself and also being real to people. So it's like I'm writing myself. You know what I'm saying? I honestly, sometimes I have to cut people off for a minute because I don't want to sound like them. Well, I want to sound like me. I can listen to somebody too long and you really start sounding like them. That's why everybody sound all the same, because they listen to people like day in, day out, absorb it. Mm-hmm. But you know what I'm saying, if you listen to yourself, go inside yourself, and you gonna only be yourself. So that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm my own artist.
Okay, sounds good. You got anything positive you adding to the community or doing with yourself?
I mean, of course, you know what I'm saying? This is, you know what I'm saying, it's still learning for me, just developing, you know what I'm saying, developing myself, but I'm always, people that, you know what I'm saying, that surround me, they know me, and that really be around me every day. I'm hella funny. You know what I'm saying, I'm hella funny, I spread positivity, you know what I'm saying, and, but most of all, like, I like to just be that energy to, you know what I mean, to like, you know what I'm saying, just people like feel that vibe for me, and like just knowing that they can always get something from me. But you know, but I just lead by example. I didn't even know this kind of influence that I had from people that was around me in my neighborhood when I was living, you know what I'm saying, where I was living at in White Rock and shit. I'm just like, damn, like people like, man, bro, you really inspire us, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I just didn't know that me just being a dad every day, just doing shit every day, and like just kind of like in my own little world, and you don't really realize the people that you impact around you. You know what I mean? And that really watch you. Yeah, for real. Especially all the single dads out there. Shout out to all them single dads and all the fathers that's really doing their shit, because it shit really matters, man. Straight up.
Okay, well, this is the last question, but not the least. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now in your life and with music?
I see myself owning some shit. Definitely owning some shit. I feel like, you know, shout out to the people that got jobs. I have nothing against it. Everybody got to work. I feel it. But like, I feel like people that's, you know what I'm saying, you like whoever owes you is, you probably 30 years old, whatever, 25. Think about like the time that you're going to have until you retire. So if you had a job in the company, you going to stay the last 30 years, this motherfucker, until you retire, like, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm about like, if I invest 5 years into something that I want to do and want to be, I can be that shit. You feel me? So, you know, 5 years into creating a company, a brand, fucking getting a store, like 5 years of that, of investing that shit, no days off, I feel like that's worth it.
You said a brand. Are you have clothing or?
No, my brand, Collect All Money Possible, CAMP. You know what I'm saying? Collect All Money Possible. You know what I'm saying?
Where'd you come up with that from?
I really came up with it my nigga Jason, he brung it to the attention, he brung it to the table. We used to be PRB, like Paper Ray Boys, you know what I'm saying? We used to be hella shit, but then collect CAMP, it stuck, and I kind of just took it and ran with it. A lot of people didn't really take it that serious, and I just kind of took it and ran with it, and invested money into it, created a brand from it, you know what I'm saying? I'm still, of course, creating it, or growing it, but, you know, yeah, it's, you know what I'm saying?
So you hoping your brand has flourished in 5 years?
Brand has flourished good, and then of course escalating in you know what I'm saying, in the music industry, or in the music world, not really the industry, but you know what I'm saying, just elevated as a person, as a human being, and just follow every year shit, you know what I'm saying. Get my mom my house, you know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna you know, also
I think that's everybody's dream.
yeah,
that house,
that's all I want to do.
that
Get my
car.
mom like everything she gave me.
Go to the
man.
pool, she not gonna swim in the backyard.
I know, for real, man. So, you know, for all my aunties, I grew up, women raised me, so I just want to take care of them, you know what I mean? And create jobs for my homies, that niggas that need to get, you know what I'm saying? They need something to do. I want to get them, you know what I'm saying? Get them set, get them straight. Yeah, definitely, you know?
Okay.
And hopefully by that, 5 years, you know, I'll make that impact with people on some real, like, you know what I'm saying, regular shit.
Sounds good.
Yes, sir.
Well, that concludes all my questions for you today.
Hell
Thank you
yeah.
for coming out.
I appreciate it. Real talk, though. Yeah. Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah.